On December the 5th, we usually put some shoes or boots in front of our door, and we put a carrot in it because Saint Nick has a horse and he uses that to go from roof to roof. We have Santa Claus as well, so we get to celebrate two amazing men who bring you gifts.
You know, in Australia it's hot, so you'll have like fake snow and stuff around, but it's sweltering hot. So it's a really odd kind of mix.
New Year's Eve, all the family, we gather around tables sharing meals and sharing stories of how our year has been.
We would go to church on the 24th and then come back to my grandmother's house and like celebrate Christmas together, open presents then, and then on the 25th everyone had that day to like go off and do their own thing.
My parents maybe got a little too excited and they bought a lot of presents. I opened the door, the living room, and it's just like just a mountain, not just for me, for everyone, but like, you know, the overall effect was grandiose, you know, like gifts everywhere, on the table, on the sofa, on the carpet.
The Christmas tree doesn't go up until about 2 days before Christmas for us. And we were locked out from the living room for the next 2-3 days until Christmas Eve. At Christmas night, when we're going to go into the room, we would wait until we heard either my grandparents ring a little bell or my parents would start singing a Christmas song. And then the kids could come in the room and you'd see the Christmas tree for the first time. It was like lit up. And all the lights were dim, so it was just this bright light and all the presents underneath the Christmas tree.
Going door to door to our neighbors and singing carols, Romanian traditional carols, and getting a lot of sweets and fruits especially. But the idea of going to different people in the house and knocking on the door and see what we received, and they looking at us like, oh my God, again. For us was very nice.
My grandmother, she has this cookie recipe that she calls aggression cookies. All my family would come together and we would take out like all of the aggression that we had like built up over the year by like squeezing the cookie batter and making the cookies together.
Indians are a food-loving culture, so we really love our food. We like to cook with all the spices and everything. So yeah, we just go crazy in this time of the year, just making different kinds of delicious food and lots of sweets, homemade sweets. We make a lot of homemade sweets.
Well, my family used to make a handmade osechi, which is a traditional food for New Year, which is oshogatsu in Japanese. It's a collection of small amounts of Japanese food. You have a large box in front of you with a different kinds of Japanese food. So whether you like it or not, you have a choice.
Certainly something that you always have on the table as a first course is, we call it tortellini in brodo. It's kind of ravioli, pork-filled pasta within a kind of clear chicken broth. Very simple, but that's why the ingredients has to be very tasty. But it's something that I think a lot of families always present.
In Belgium we have a Christmas cake. We call it kerststronk, which means like it's like the bark of a tree, and it's an ice cake.
It's not so much what it is, but how much it is. You need a lot of food. It's really a day of like eating a lot of, like it's constant eating.
Me and my friends and also my relatives and cousins would come over. We'd play a lot of board games till very late in the night because it's New Year's Eve, so no one's gonna come fetch us away.
Germany was predominantly Christian. I am too. And so Christmas is all about remembering the Christmas story. You know, for us, it's very important to go to church, remember that and think back to all those years ago.
Most important part about Shogatsu is spending the time for myself, which means spending the time with the close friends and families, eat good food at the beautiful house.
I would say it's a good time to step away from work, kind of take a deep breath after all the hard work for the years.
It's 100% focus on just spending time with family and, you know, not thinking about work, not being distracted with all those things that you have, you know, every other day of the year.
And then you just, talk about what's going on in your life, right? And if there is any news, and just very, relaxing time.
I've always thought of Christmas as just like the time that you get to see family members or friends that you don't get to spend a lot of time with throughout the rest of the year and like spend that quality time together.
My family's very scattered, so Christmas is kind of that one time where we really get to all see each other and hang out, because it's Christmas. Who wouldn't want to be together on Christmas, right?